The 262 is over 100 miles per hour faster, more heavily armed, with a faster rate of climb. But the slower Mustang can outturn the 262, and it had a higher service ceiling, altitude, that Mustang pilots could convert to speed. The ME-262s are here, closing fast on the bombers. Candelaria is here, a lone Mustang against two jets.
The only thing I could do to stop them was to run head-on into them.
Candelaria wings over and dives. His Mustang accelerates past 450 miles per hour. Its Merlin engine howls. He barrels toward the enemy jets, head on. April 7, 1945. Lieutenant Richard Candelaria is diving head-on against a pair of German jets that threaten an American bomber stream. Candelaria angles for a shot, but the Germans surprise him.
The rate of closure was really great, and they did something that I didn't expect. They nosed down slightly, not a great deal, but slightly, but it threw me off because I couldn't line up on them.
The Germans' move is simple but brilliant. Candelaria is already pushing his aircraft's limitations for -G. If he forces the nose any lower, he will red out and lose control of his Mustang. The Germans are about to slip past him. Candelaria must do something.
They were going to go below me, so at that point I still had my external tanks on them. So I jettisoned them, hoping that maybe I'd be able to hit them with the tanks.
The German jets brake hard left to dodge, forcing them to change course away from the bombers. Candelaria has created a brief window in which he can reverse direction and go on the attack.
They rolled over and did a split S.
Altitude converts to airspeed.
I came down, then pulled up. By that time I had about 490, maybe 500 miles an hour.
Candelaria's split S positions him inside his enemy's turn. He's able to pull lead as the jets bank right toward the bombers. Candelaria squeezes the trigger.
It looked like something sparkled right behind the cockpit, and the right engine started to belch out smoke, black smoke. So I knew I'd hit it at least in the engine.
The stricken jet dives beneath the clouds. Candelaria is uncertain if he's killed the 262, but he doesn't have time to think about it.
As I started to level off, I saw something like glowing tennis balls going by my right wing. My crew chief had put some little round mirrors on the top of the canopy, and when I looked up in the mirror, I saw the nose right behind me.
As Candelaria focused on the leader, the enemy wingman slid in on his 6 o'clock.
I broke left, hard left, because the bombers were on my right. So if they were going to chase me, they'd be going away from the bombers.
An explosive 30-millimeter cannon shell strikes Candelaria's right wing. The Mustang bucks, but he holds the turn. The German jet can't turn with the Mustang and quickly overshoots.
So I just broke to the right to try to get on him, and he was just going way too fast.
The German jet effortlessly pulls beyond reach. It dives away from the fight. Candelaria is wounded, but far from broken. Outnumbered by the most advanced fighters of World War II, he and his Mustang have won the dogfight. The skies around him are quiet as he climbs back toward the B-24s, the calm before the storm.
All of a sudden, out of this cloud bank, I saw a whole bunch of aircraft. And I looked down and I said, hot dog, look at all those black crosses. And then I thought to myself, well, dear Lord, I've been praying for enemy aircraft. I'd have preferred them in twosies and threesies, not all at once.
Candelaria is here. He's got 15 German Me-109s below him, heading up toward the Liberators. Once again, Richard Candelaria is the only one that stands in their way. He throttles up, hurtling into the dogfight. The American targets the group leader.
This one was yellow from the windscreen right to the nose, to the spinner. It was a bright yellow. This guy wanted to be seen. That should have given me a clue that he was probably a hotshot.
Candelaria maneuvers for a shot.
I was trying to pull lead on him. I found out that I wasn't going to be able to, because in order to do that, I'd have been heading toward the bombers.
Any stray round could hit a big friend. Candelaria can't risk it. He decides instead to pass underneath the German and reverse vertically, giving him an angle clear of friendly aircraft.
I went underneath him. I went right on past underneath him, under his left wing, came back up.
Candelaria yanks the stick back. An excruciating 6G pull. The 109 opens up on the B-24s, lobbing cannon shells at long range. One of the engines on the closest bomber is blown out.
I came back and started to get on his tail. That's when he started his maneuvering.
The 109 dodges Candelaria.
He was making a fool out of me. Every time I'd try to get the gun sight on and he'd do something fancy and I'd go sailing past him to one side or the other.
The other 109s hang back, allowing their skilled leader to dispatch the American. The lethal ballet continues. The 109 pulls left and begins a tight loop.
He rolled over on his back, and I was just under him, and we started turning, trying to outturn each other, and I could look up and see him, and he could look down and see me.
The skilled German is outflying the American. If Candelaria can't turn the tables quickly, he will surely die.